Hey, what's up, musers? This is John at Muse for You, and I'm really excited to be doing this video tutorial today. We're going to be covering a lot of different tools and features and just a lot of different ideas in web design and development. We're going to be using Edge Animate. We're going to be using the new widget from muse-themes called VersaSlide. We're also going to be using the SVG icon pack from muse-for-you-shop.com. We're going to be using a few vector badges, and we're going to use Photoshop as well. So just a lot of different tools and features to help you with your web design and development. So I have a few examples here. So this is the first example. As you can see, we have this Edge Animate animation, which is available at muse-for-you-shop.com. If you click on Shop Now, it's actually this one here called Gear Turn Animation, and it's a very cool animation. It looks really nice when it's big like that, and yeah, it looks good on all sizes. You can do it for tablet and mobile. And as you can see on the example here, I've changed the color, and this is to showcase just how much you can do with these animations. I've designed these to help you add more branding and more interest to your website. You could use it maybe for like a main logo, or just to add more interest to your website, and it could even be on the side, or just be like, oh look, there's this cool animation here playing, and it's just like moving really quickly, and it looks like it's vibrating and the gears turning, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, it's this one here, and yeah, that's at muse-for-you-shop.com. So basically, I wanted to show you just that you can, just how much you can do with it. You can change the color and style it to match your website. So if we click here in the upper left hand corner, we see this button here, and when you hover over it, the three lines expand. This is the VersaSlide from muse-themes.com. So if I click on it, it goes to another page, which is an awesome effect, and you can do so many things with this widget. It's incredible, yeah, absolutely incredible what you can do with this widget. So as you can see, there's that, and again, I've changed the gear animation, and I've added a different page here and used the VersaSlide to do that. So if we go to the next example, page 3, this is another one with an image, and we've placed the button here to change pages right down here in the down left hand corner, the bottom left corner. And if we click on it, we have a different transition there, and it goes from page 1 to page 2, which is really awesome. I really like that. And then I have another example, page 5. I've used this vector badge from Vecteezy. I got it at codedrops.com. I'll put a link in the description area below. And I've placed a button in the upper right hand corner here. So if I click on it, you can see that, and the animation's changed, and it turns into an arrow here up as well. So you can have different pages and just have a really cool effect there. We can also change this button, which I'll be showing you in this video tutorial. And then I have one more example here. Yep, this is the next example. So here I have this image, and I said let it snow, and then the button is right in the middle here for the VersaSlide. And if you click on it, it just transitions there, and it transitions a bit quicker and diagonally. You can change the ease in functions. It's just amazing, all the things you can do with it. And I've added some text here. So this is another page with the image in black and white, and it's just an interesting effect there. So this VersaSlide is actually available at, or actually if you just click on the link below this video, there's a link to muse-themes, and you can check it out. So if I go to one of the links on my YouTube channel, I'll just go to one real quick. And so we have, if you go on to show more here in the YouTube, there's muse-themes right down here, and I'll make it more obvious in the description area below, but just click there. It'll take you to muse-themes, and then you can just type in like VersaSlide, and it'll show up here. Or it should, or just click on widgets. Yeah, just click on widgets, it might be easier. Widgets, or type in VersaSlide, and it's their new one here. And so I'll just click there, and then I'll click on live preview, and there it is. Here they have the button, and it says menu, and you can see they've done a really cool effect with it. So it's awesome. It could be like a menu or anything. You know, you could have a whole menu on this other page, and it's just a really cool effect. So in this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do all of this. I'm going to try to keep it relatively short, but it might, be a few minutes. It could really be helpful for your web design and development, so it might be worth watching the whole thing. Yeah, I'm going to start with this Edge Animate animation. So let's start with that. And the first thing, to get this Edge Animate animation, just go to muse-for-you-shop.com. And yeah, Muse for You shop, and there's a link below in the description area or in the info card in the upper right. Click shop now, and you can purchase this animation for $5. And the same goes with any of these other animations. I'm going to try to update this regularly with other animations, but you can do pretty much the same thing with these animations as well. So then you click on preview, and you can preview the animation, and then you click on buy for $5. And then I'm going to go to that folder. Once you download it, it'll download to your downloads folder, and you can place it in any folder you'd like. I've placed it in this this folder here, Adobe Muse CC, Versaslide, muse-themes, muse-for-you folder. And basically, yeah, this is just the folder I placed it in. And the animation is called Muse-for-you Gear Turn Animation. As you can see, I have two folders here that I've already extracted to. But once you get the animation, just simply, it's a zip file, so you just simply double click, or if you're on Windows, right click and extract all, and it should extract to a folder. You can tell it to extract to a folder. So I'm going to double click, and I have this folder here. It says 3 here because I've already extracted it a few more times, but if I double click into the folder, we can see we have a few images here, and we have some other files here. The main thing you want to concern yourself with is the images folder, because this is what we'll be using to change the color. So I'm going to double click into images, and there's quite a few images here. The only images you need to worry about to change colors are this layer 1 here, this layer, one layer 20-22 and -30, one layer -33, and then we have one layer -53. So you only need to concern yourself with 3 images here. Yeah, don't worry about the other images because you won't need to use them to change the color of the whole animation. Oh, and you're going to change Untitled 12 here as well, change the color. So what we want now is a color palette. So I can again go back to muse-for-you-shop.com, and for this example, I used the Muse-for-you colors. But we're just going to find another color palette and use that for the colors. So I'm at Muse-for-you shop, and if I scroll down, the menu comes up, and I can click on free resources. Then if I scroll down to tools, I see color.adobe.com, and you can choose a color template for your website or for your project. And then I'm going to click explore, and I'm just going to find an interesting one. This one right here looks pretty good. It's called Phaedra. I'm just going to use this here. So I just hover over it and then click edit, and I have the color palette here. I have the hex code down here, which is what we'll be using. So we have 5 colors here, and this is what I'm going to use for this example. Okay, so the next thing we want to do to change the color of the animation is go to this one layer -22 and right click and open with Adobe Photoshop CC. I have all of Adobe's software, or the ones that I need, because I've purchased the Creative Cloud, the complete bundle. And if you're interested in that as well, just go to muse-for-you-shop.com and then click on download Adobe Muse CC and click there, and you can see all the different plans they have for Creative Cloud, which is very cool. All right, so back to these images. We want to change the color. So I'm going to click on this first one here, one layer -22. I'm going to right click, open with Adobe Photoshop CC, and it's going to open it there. Okay, and then we simply have that image there and this layer 0 here over to the right. Now to change the color, you simply right click on this first layer, layer 0, right click on blending options, then click on color overlay, and then it changes the color to this gray that's selected here. So we want to double click, or just click once in that gray area to change the color, and then here, right down here, we can change the hex code and change the color. So I'm going to go back to my browser, I'm going to go back to the Adobe color wheel right here, and let's change it to this this yellow here. All right, so I'm going to double click or highlight this hex code, or yeah, just double click, right click, copy, or Command C on my Mac, or Control C if you're on Windows to copy it. And then here I'm going to paste it. I can either hit Command V on my Mac or Control V if you're on Windows, or right click and paste. I'm just going to do Command V to paste. And then I'll click OK, and I'll click OK. So there's the same image. I've just changed the color. So that's all we need to do to change the color. So I'll click File, Save for Web, and then I'll click Save. We want it to be a PNG-24 and the transparency on. I'll click Save, and then I want to browse to that folder. So it's in, I know the folder I've placed it in. It's the gear turn animation, Muse for You gear turn animation with the 3 at the end. Then I'm going to go to Images, and that's it. Just be in the folder where that original image was, so we can override it. So then we click Save, and it's going to ask us if we want to replace it. We do want to replace it, because then Edge Animate will know that we've replaced the image. So we're going to click Replace, and now I'm just simply going to do this for the few other ones. So it's one layer -33, right click, open with Adobe Photoshop. I'll right click here, go to Blending Options, Color Overlay, click the gray, and then Command V, because we still have it in the clipboard, that hex code. So I just hit Command V because we copied it earlier. Click OK, go to File, Save for Web, Transparency PNG-24, click Save, and then click Save again, and then click Replace. All right, then we have this one layer -53, open with Adobe Photoshop. Go to right click, Blending Options, Color Overlay, Color, Command V to paste, click OK, Control V if you're on Windows, or right click and paste. There it goes. File, Save for Web, PNG-24, transparency on, save, and save again, and then click Replace. Alright, and then we want to change the color of this red one here, so right click, open with Adobe Photoshop. There's the color there. I'm going to go back to my color palette here, and I'm going to select, I'll select this green here. Just highlight it, right click and copy, or Command C to copy, or Control V if you're on Windows. And then right click here, go to Blending Options, right click on the layer, go to Color, click there, and Command V to paste, click OK, and click OK. Then I'll go to File, Save for Web, and PNG-24, transparency, good. Click Save, and then save again, and replace. So we've just changed the color of all the main images of this animation. So that's all we need to do. There were 4 different images here. Yeah, don't worry too much about the other ones. They do have their place, but to change the color, these are the main ones. And we actually don't need quite a few of these, but that's okay. We'll just leave them in there for now. But yeah, don't worry about that. Just -22 here, -33, -53, and untitled 12. So it's one layer, and yep, they're all there. All right, so now I'm gonna go back, and now if I open this Muse for You gear turning animation, Edge Animate file, if I double click, you can see that the colors changed, and if I hit play, we have the animation, and it's a different color. Originally, if I go to if I go back and I extract again, and I click on this new folder here, and I go into the Edge Animate folder, initially it's that initial color that is on Muse for You shop. So I'll close that, and now we have this new one here. Perfect. All right, so that looks good. So let me go back to the animation 3 here, Muse for You gear turn animation 3. And basically that's all we wanted to do. Oh, the last thing we need to do is to publish the animation now with the new colors. So we have the new colors. So we want to go in Edge Animate, we want to go to File, Publish Settings, and click on Animate Deployment Package. Actually, let me backtrack once more. Once you've changed the color on the animation, you want to go here where it says Poster, and there's a link, there's an icon of a camera. You want to click the camera so it captures the new color, the new stage. You click on it and then you click on capture. That way when you're working with this animation, you know what color it is. There'll be a poster image with this color and you'll say, okay, yeah, this is the color of this animation. All right, so now I'm going to go to File, Publish Settings. I'm going to go to Animate Deployment Package here because this is what we'll need for Adobe Muse. And then I'll click on Host Runtime Files on Adobe CDN. This will just make it so the animation loads a bit quicker because it'll be using the Adobe CDN network to get the script files it needs to run faster. Yeah, it says this option will allow your content to download faster with Edge Animate runtime hosting provided by Adobe. Only check this option if your files need to run with an internet connection. So that's fine. Very good. Yeah, so we want it checked. And then here in the target directory, make sure you click on the folder here. So we'll click on the folder to choose the directory. And then we want to go back to that folder. So I'm going to go to that folder and whatever you need to do to get to that folder. For me, it is in this folder in here, and gear turn animation. This is very important because if you don't really do this, it'll be hard to find where this file went. So just make sure you go back to that extracted folder, that initial folder where you've changed all the colors. Don't go to the images folder, but go to the publish folder that's in that same folder where the images folder is. There's a publish folder right here, and you want to double click on that. Then click on animate_package, and that's it. So right here, there's one .oam file, and a .oam file is what goes into the Adobe Muse. I know this is a lot of information, but it'll all make sense in just a moment. So that's the initial animation, and you can use that in your Adobe Muse file, but it'll be the black and red file. But now we're saving it with a new color. So we're in the folder we want to be in. So it was that initial extracted folder, go to publish, animate_package, and then click choose. All right, very good. And you can rename the animation again. So I can rename it to Muse for You Gear Turning Animation, new color. Okay, now I'm going to click save, and now I can go to file and publish. All right, so publish the animation now with the new color. And if you want to get really creative, you can also edit, add more things to the animation in Edge Animate here. That's some of the useful features of downloading the animation. You can do a few more things that you'd like. So very good. So now I'm going to go to Muse for You Gear Turn Animation 3, go to the publish folder, go to the animate package folder, and now I have those there. Okay, very good. So yeah, in Edge Animate you can do a few more things, and I have a few other video tutorials to get you started with Edge Animate so you can learn how to add different things and maybe customize it more to your website. But as it is now, I think it could be very useful for a website or some web design and development. Okay, so back here, now we have these two .oam files. Now I'm going to open Adobe Muse. I'm going to go to File, New Site. I'm going to click OK, click on the home page, and all I do to get the animation in Adobe Muse is just click, hold, and drag the .oam file onto my Adobe Muse site. So I'm going to click, hold, and drag, and there it is. There we go, perfect. And I'm going to change the background color to match the color palette. So I'm going to go back to my web browser, and I'm going to choose the screen back here. I'm going to select the hex code, hit Command-C to copy. Then I'm going to go to Browser Fill, click the drop-down arrow, and just hit Command-V to paste that new hex code, or Control-V if you're on Windows, or right-click and paste. So I'm going to hit Command-V to paste the hex code into here to get that new color. And there it is. Don't worry if it's white here because it's not going to show up as white. So now if I hit Command-Shift-E to preview in the browser, we have the gear turning animation with that new color palette there. Looks really cool. And we can resize this animation. You can simply click on it and go to the width and height up here. And I'm going to just change it to, let's say, 350 by... actually, I'm going to do something a little different for this one. I'm going to leave it at 550 by 550. But just so you can see that you can scale this this animation, you can scale it as low as 100. And if I Command-Shift-E, you can see it's still playing right there, which is awesome. Or you can scale it bigger. You can make it 1000 by 1000. Yeah, there we go. And I'll just put it right there. If I hit Command-Shift-E, there's the animation really big. All right, very cool. So I'm gonna scale it back down. Just hit Command-Z there to undo. So let's just do 550 by 550. Perfect. And I'm gonna put it more kind of in the center, and I'm gonna put some text over it. Just select the text tool, and I'm gonna say, you know, my amazing website. A little bit tacky, but that's the best I can think of right now, I guess. Lotto light, and we'll make the text color. I'll sample, and maybe I'll just make it white, just sample the white there. I could have just selected white. And then I'll make the text size a bit bigger, 72, center it, and looks good. And we'll just center it there. All right, awesome. Very good. If I hit Command-Shift-E to preview in the browser, you can see it says my amazing website. All right, probably not the best color. Let's see if I go back to my color palette and I select maybe this red here, and I'll change the text to that red. And let's see. That's a bit better. Doesn't really look that great over it. But if I maybe give it a fill, this text box a fill of maybe black. Now let's sample this yellow. Sure. All right, I'm just kind of playing around with the colors here. But this is the fun of Adobe Muse. I mean, you could just play around with different colors, and you know, the color Adobe looks really cool. That's a bit interesting. Kind of blocks out the animation, but we'll leave it like that for a second. Just have some fun with it, and maybe later we can play around with it. All right, so now that we've changed the color of this animation, I'm gonna do this one more time for another gear turn animation. So I might just start showing you how to do it again, and then I'm going to skip over to the end of the video where I've changed the color of another one. So again, I'm gonna go back to the folder where I've downloaded the animation, and I'm gonna double click. Now I have 5, so I'm working with 5 here because I did 4. I can actually delete this one, and here, let's just rename it to 4. Or just to make it easy, I'll just delete that one and double click again, and now we have 4. Yeah, mute for you, because every time you extract it again, it just does it in sequence, keeps adding a folder with the number in sequence. All right, so I'm going to go back in here. I'm going to go to images, going to right click, open with Adobe Photoshop. I'm going to right click, click on blending options, color overlay, go to my color palette over here, and we're going to change it. Yeah, let's do the red. Change it to this red here. Click OK, file, save for web. PNG, transparency, save. I'm gonna go to that folder. Muse for you, gear turn animation 4, and save, then replace. All right, gonna go to layer 33, open with Adobe Photoshop, and yep, right click, blending options, color overlay, and paste. Click OK, file, save for web. PNG 24 transparency, save, and save. Replace. All right, last one, one layer -53, Adobe Photoshop, open with, and then right click, blending options, color overlay, and Command V to paste. Click OK, file, save for web. PNG 24 transparency, save, and save. Click replace. Then this last one here in Title 12, open with Adobe Photoshop, and color palette here, and I'm going to use this yellow. I think that's going to look pretty cool. Highlight that, blending options, color overlay right there, and paste. Click OK, Very good. File, save for web, and PNG-24 transparency. Click save, and save. Click replace. Very good. Now we go back to that folder, go back, click on the edge animate. There's our different color. Looks cool. Awesome. Go here, click on the poster right here, click on the camera camera icon, click capture. Very good. Now we have the new poster image, it's captured. Go to file, publish settings, and edge animate, click on animate deployment package, host runtime files on Adobe CDN. Change this to any name you want, Muse for You, gear, turn, animation, new color -2. Under target directory, select the folder icon and just navigate to that folder. Let's see. All right, if I can find it. And videos. Okay, Muse for You, gear, turn, animation 4. Publish. Yeah, this time we want to go to the publish folder, animate _ package, and click choose, and click save, and go to file and publish. All right, perfect. So now we have our 2 different colors there, and I'll go back to Adobe Muse, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click, and under Adobe Muse, I'm going to go to the plan view. I'm going to right click, duplicate page, and just delete this one. Yeah, back here. And I'm going to go, actually before I delete it, I'm going to go back to this folder, go to publish where I saved the new animation. So now we have Muse for You, gear, turn, animation, new color -2. So I'm going to click, hold, and drag, place it right in here, and just place it exactly on top of the other one. So that looks good. And I'm going to arrange, arrange, send to back, and I'm going to delete this top one here. There we go. So now we have the new one there. So now if I hit Command-Shift-E to preview in the browser, we have that. And I'm going to change the color of this browser fill in the background to, I'm going to go back to my color palette and change it to this green right here. All right, so I selected the hex code, go to the drop down under browser fill. Here, hit Command-V to paste, or Control-V if you're on Windows, or right-click and paste. So I'll just right-click and paste, or Command-V, and there's the different color. So now if I hit Command-Shift-E, interesting. All right, and we can change the color of this too, just for fun. Color, let's change it to this. We'll change the text to that. All right, and change the background to this yellow. Oh, it's already that yellow. Let's change the background to red. Yeah, that might look pretty cool. And fill. No, that does not look good. Let's do maybe this darker green. If it doesn't look good, I'll just leave it yellow. That might be interesting. No, I think I'm going to leave it yellow because it's easy to see the text. All right, cool. All right, so now I have those 2 pages, and the reason I went through the time and the process of creating those 2 different animations, those 2 different colors. First, to show you just how much you can do with the edge animate animation to add your own styling for your own web design and your own website basically, and just to add more interest and things like that to your website. But yeah, basically you can change the color and all that good stuff. So the reason I did it twice is because now we're going to use the Versa slide from muse-themes. So basically, to gain access to muse-themes, just go to the link below this video, go to muse-themes, and they have a subscription service. So once you pay for the subscription service, you can download the Versa slide widget. Okay, so once you've downloaded the widget, you simply double click on the widget. So I have it here in one of my folders. Yeah, it's right here. You just double click and it'll install. So if I double click on the widget, it says imported 1 library item. You can view it in design mode in the library panel. So click OK. Go to my library panel over here to the right. If you don't see the library panel, simply click on window, then library. And yeah, so there goes again. So yeah, window and then library to bring up the library panel if it's not in your panels here to the right. Okay, so now I'm going to scroll down to the Versa slide. I have 2 instances of it because I installed it twice, but that's okay. I'm just going to click on the first instance here, empty toolbox of Versa slide, and 11.2 there, and I'll click the drop down, and then right down here I have access to the Versa slide widget. So I'm just going to click, hold, and drag, and place it here onto my Adobe Muse website. Now this is yeah, kind of some of the fun stuff here. I'm going to minimize some of these in the background so it doesn't get confusing. And very good. So here we have the Versa slide. It's just a little box right now with an exclamation point. But if I click on the drop down, or on the blue circle with the arrow, we have the Versa slide options. Now you can do a lot with this widget. It's amazing. So here it says internal page to display, and then it asks for a page name. So back in Adobe Muse, if we go to the plan view, here we have the page names. One's called home and one's called home copy. I'm gonna rename this page to page 1. So I simply double click here on that text and change it to page 1. And I'm gonna go back to my home page here where I have the Versa slide, and I'll click again on the widget options, and under internal page to display, I'll change it to page 1. And basically that's it. I mean, it works now. You know, now here we're going to get into the button setup, the button styling, the button positioning, and the transition effect settings. But if I hit Command-Shift-E to preview in the browser, we see we have the animation, and we have the button right over here to the upper left from the Versa slide. And if I click on it, yeah, right now it says page not found. With Adobe Muse, to preview pages in Chrome or in your web browser, you do have to preview the page manually first, like so. So I'm previewing the second page. So now, if I go back to the home page and I hit Command-Shift-E, it'll work. So I hit the button here in the upper left, and perfect. Okay. As you can see, some of our positioning is a little bit off on. Okay, so basically to get the positioning on both of these exact, I just had to pin it to the top by using the pin tool and pinning it to the top and making sure that the coordinates of both pages and both animations are the same. Maybe not the best way if you're not looking to pin or fix the animation or the logo, but as we work, I might find a workaround to that. But if I hit Command-Shift-E now, everything works smoothly. If I hit the Versa slide button over here in the upper left, we get that nice transition. Looks very cool. Awesome. All right, so now this button the styling of this button isn't that great. So I'm gonna go here to my Versa slide options, click on the widget options, and here in the button styling, we can see it says button background color, and we see we have button icon color, active state background color, and active state icon color, which means you can change all the colors here, which is just amazing. So I'm gonna go back to my color palette here and just change the color. I'm gonna select this kind of reddish orange color here. Go back to my Versa slide options and change the color. Just Command V to paste the hex code in there, or Control V if you're on Windows. And I'll change the color here. And then for the button icon color, let's go back to the color palette. I'll select this yellow, copy that hex code, we'll go back to the widget options and just paste right in there. All right, looks good. So now this button should match the website a bit more. So if I hit Command-Shift-E, that button is right there and looks very nice. If we wanted to get even more creative, we can invert the colors. So we're just gonna swap out, first I'm gonna save these colors, save these colors as swatches right there by clicking that little icon that looks like a piece of paper. And then I'm just gonna invert these colors here. And if I hit Command-Shift-E, so now when we click on it, the button actually changes color on the different states. Very cool. And I think that orange is a bit obnoxious on the green, so I'm going to, go back to my color palette. So I'm just going to change it to this green color here. So I'm going to copy the hex code, Command C on a Mac, Control C if you're on Windows, and then go here to the widget options and just change this button background, the first one here, to that light green. All right. So now if I hit Command Shift E to preview in the browser, it's a bit better. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, so we have that transition going, which it looks pretty nice. Okay, now back to the versus slide widget, and we're going to click on the versus slide options, and we're going to work with the other options they have here. We did the color, the button styling. Now we're going to do the button position. So we can do default or manual. We're going to work with the default first. With manual, you can just position it manually from the top, 20 pixels or as many pixels as you want, and then position it from the left however many pixels you want. I find that default works really well. That default works really well because you can pick the button default position. So here we have top left, we have top center, top right, middle left, middle center, middle right, bottom left, bottom center, and bottom right. So if I do right now it's at the top left, so I'm going to do top right. And if I hit Command Shift E, now we have the button in the top right, which looks really great. And I'll do one more. Let's say we have it on the bottom right. Okay, we have it on the bottom right, and now if I hit Command Shift E, it's here over here on the bottom right, and looks really cool. All right, so that's the positioning, and you could even do like the middle center. It might not look great in the middle for this animation. It's actually not bad. I mean, it's covered a little bit, like the text cover. It covers the text a little bit. Yep. So for now, I'll just do. We'll just keep it at the top left how we had it originally, or we'll just do top left. I'll hit Command Shift E. Yeah, Command Shift E. There it is, top left. All right, very good. So that's the button positioning. Now we have the transition effect settings. Now this is a lot of fun. You can do a transition direction, so you can do slide from left, slide from right, slide from top, slide from bottom, slide from top right, slide from bottom right, slide from bottom left, slide from top left, swing vertical or swing horizontal. I'll do a few of these. So we'll say slide from top right. And then we can do an animation timing. We can make it come in slower. Right now it's at 0.7 seconds. And we can do animation easing. All right, so here are all the easing functions we have. There's a lot, so I'll do a few of them, and I'll just select a few of them. Right now we'll just leave it on ease. And if we hit Command Shift E and we hit the button again, you can see it comes in from the top right. Very cool. All right, and then we'll change the easing to, let's do ease in out back. If I click on the button, it has a cool transition effect. A lot of fun. And then I can do slide from, let's see, slide from top. If I hit Command Shift E, very awesome. And I can do slide from bottom. Excuse me. Very cool. And I can do the animation slower to like 2 seconds. And if I hit Command Shift E, very slow. Yeah, we'll do that again. Very slow. And one more time. Yeah, it's a bit slow, so we'll leave it at 0.7 seconds. And let's pick out another. Let's do ease out cubic. Let's try that. And we'll make it slide in from, we'll make it swing vertical. See how that looks. Kind of interesting. Yeah. Kind of looks a little bit interesting there at the top. So let's do, not too crazy about the swing vertical because there's some thing there at the top. So let's do slide from right. We'll just do slide from right. And ooh, that's nice. Very slick. And let's try a few other things. Let's try out ease in out circ. Very cool. As you can see, there's a lot of slick animations you can do. I really like this effect. And I mean, even on any of the pages, you could have anything you want. I mean, I'm just using 2 different color examples, but you know, I can go to Object, Insert Widget, click on Form, click on Simple Contact, and have this other page be a contact form, you know, right there. So I'll preview this, then I'll go back. Oh, yeah, then I'll go back to Plan View, hit Command-Shift-E, and I have a contact form there. Pretty slick. This is fixed, so it's kind of interesting. Let me unfix these, unpin them, excuse me, and let's see how that looks. Go to Plan View, hit Command-Shift-E. Oh no, still looks good. And then we scroll and we have the contact form in here. All right, looks good. Very fun. As you can see, it's a really amazing widget. So the last thing I'll do for this video tutorial is show you how to add the animation with images. So I'm going to go back to my plan view. I'm going to create a new page. I'm going to call these page 3 and page 4. All right, so in page 3, I'll just double click and I'll just go to Object, Insert Widget, Slideshow, Full Screen. Click in there, go to Add Images, click on the folder, and I have a few images here, so I'm going to select this one here, and we're going to uncheck all the parts here. All right, and then I'm going to go back to Library. I'm going to go down to Versa Slide, click, hold, and drag, place it in there, and the page we want to go to is page 4. Very good, and we'll just leave everything like so. We'll just center the button in the middle center, and very good. So that looks good there, and we'll do it from the top right, and we'll ease in out back. Looks great. All right, and then I'm gonna go back to plan here. Gonna go to page 4. Gonna go to Object, Insert Widget, Slideshow, Full Screen. Click in there. Go to Add Images. Select the same image but in black and white, and just do something like that. And I'm just going to copy the text that I have here on the first example. Go to page 4, paste the text in there, place it in there, looks good. All right, then I'll go to Plan View. So now I'm going to click on this page 3 here, and I'm going to, actually first let's go to page 4, hit Command-Shift-E to preview, and then we're going to go back to page 3, Command-Shift-E to preview, and if I click on the center here, the Versa Slide button, and very cool, so we have that effect going. And the one thing I wanted to show, I really like how it turns into an arrow too, that's very cool. The one thing I wanted to show is that if you wanted to like have a background while the Versa Slide is changing, if you notice there's some white on the side, if you wanted to change that, you can simply go to the first home page, go to browser fill, and change it to any color. So I can change it to that yellow we've been working with, and if I hit Command-Shift-E, and now if I do the Versa Slide, you can see it's yellow. And if I change the, you know, the slide effects, slide in from top right, you might be able to see it a bit more. You can see it's yellow in the background now. Very cool. You could even add your own logo. That might be pretty interesting. You just go to browser fill, go to add image, and I'm gonna look for that image. Let's do right here. Let's see. If I do something like this, scale to fill, no scrolling, and if I do Command-Shift-E, yeah, you can't really see it that well. Maybe for different transitionings, you might be able to see that background a bit more, like swing vertical, or let's see, from top, we might be able to see it, so let's try it. Not so much, but it's interesting. You can change the color, and maybe for some of the transitions, you can see more of that background that's in the background there. All right, I'll do one more effect. Let's do from the bottom left. All right, Command-Shift-E. All right, cool. So you can see this effect is pretty amazing. And actually there's one more thing I wanted to show as well. You can add your own button. So I'm gonna go back to my amazing website here, And here on the Versa Slide widget, I'm going to click on the widget options. And here for button type in the button setup, you can either do default or custom. We're going to do custom, and we're going to use an icon from the Muse4U SVG icon pack. So the first thing I'm going to do is select the text tool right over here to the left. I'm going to create the text box, and then for the text, I'm going to select the Muse4U thin and thick icon pack. It's at Muse4U shop if you haven't seen it yet. And then, so I've selected the icon pack. I'm going to go to glyphs, and I'm going to select, I'll select these headphones for now. Yep. And then I'll just make it larger because it's just like working with text. Just change it to 72, and I'll change the color to this yellow color here. And I'll center it in the middle. All right, so now we have the button there, and you can place it anywhere on the website. It doesn't really matter. So in the Versa Slide widget, we're going to go to the options, and then the button type, we're going to change it to custom. And for the graphic style name, we're going to leave it at BTN, which stands for button. And now we're going to click on the icon here, this text frame, and we're going to go to graphic styles, and we're going to click on this icon here that looks like a piece of paper to create a new style from the attributes applied. We're going to click on it. We're going to double click on the new style that was created and just rename it to BTN, which stands for button. So now that we've named this graphic style BTN, the widget knows to look for this icon or this text field as the button for the Versa Slide. So now if we hit Command-Shift-E, we can see that the headphones is now the button for this Versa Slide. And again, we can, change the position, like bottom right. And the headphones are here in the bottom right. And very cool. I can even change the headphones here to, if I go back to glyphs, excuse me, I can change it to like a coffee cup or something, or this gear right here that can match the gear here. That's actually pretty cool. If I hit Command-Shift-E, we have that gear over here to the right, and I'll position it to the top left. No, position top left. There it is. Very cool. And one more time, let's do top center. That might be interesting. All right, there it is. That actually matches the site pretty well. We have the gear turn animation and that gear from the SVG icon pack. All right, very cool. So I'm just gonna place it back to the top left just to finish this video. And very good, excuse me. One more thing I wanted to add is if we click on the Versa Slide widget options, we also have this button here that says enable external URL. So if we click on it, rather than going to an internal page to display, it goes to an external URL. So for the URL, you can put anything. I'm going to put muse-4ushop.com and hit enter. So now if I hit Command-Shift-E and I click on the button, it goes to muse-4ushop.com, and that button still stays there. It's pretty amazing that you can do that. You can link it to any website and it will go to that website. So yeah, not only can you link to an internal page, you can link to an external website. So we have that. We did the gear turn animation and edge animate. Excuse me. We've changed the color. We've added the Versa Slide from muse-themes, and cool. So I'm going to close all of this here. And so again, the gear turn animation is found at Muse4U shop, and it's right here, $5, or there's a few other animations. And the SVG icon set is also here in the shop, or you can click on SVG icon sets, and there's a video on how to install the icon set on my YouTube channel. And muse-themes, just click in the description area below to check out muse-themes. They have a subscription-based service, so just check that out. You pay for the subscription, and you get access to all their widgets, which is pretty amazing, and themes for Adobe Muse, which is awesome. And I think that's it. Let me just check that I've covered everything. Yep, that looks pretty cool. So I've covered quite a few transitions with the Versa Slide, yeah, changing colors of the Edge Animate animations, and just working with Adobe Muse in general and all the amazing things you can do with it. I know this video is a bit long, but if you did watch the whole thing, you'll be pretty well on your way to creating a really awesome and cool and amazing website that'll just blow your viewers away and will really have an effect on your branding and on your what you're trying to communicate, the message you're trying to communicate. So that's basically why I do these videos, to help you communicate your message, and if I can put it that way, or just help you design something that's really amazing, that you're proud of, and that you want. Basically just communicates what you want to communicate in a really cool way, if I can put it that way. So yeah, that's it for this video tutorial. If you like this video tutorial, please subscribe below. You'll get access to the Muse for You private community, the Google Plus private community. You'll get news and updates on new videos that come out from the Muse for You YouTube channel. You'll get news and updates on new animations that come out from the Muse for You shop, and new icon sets, and any new updates that come out in the shop, mostly icon sets and animations. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And below in the description area is my website starter kit. It's also at muse4ushop.com. Yeah, check out the website. I mean, everything is on the website. The website starter kit. There's web hosting. There's Muse themes there where you can get access to Muse themes. There's a link there, yeah, for Muse themes, and Dollar Photo Club. You don't have to pay a lot of money, for photos. You can pay $1 for photos, for these amazing photos. I know when I first started web development, once I paid a lot of money for photos, and I found Dollar Photo Club, and the photos are super high quality, just amazing photos for $1 each, and it's just incredible. So it's there in the website starter kit. And there's my video tutorials for Adobe Muse, and I have some Edge Animate tutorials, and I have a bunch of free resources, a bunch of photography websites that you can get some amazing photography for free, some tools. We use the Adobe Color tool that I selected from the free resources, or it's color.adobe.com, but if you go to the website, it's in the free resources. Yeah, and there's just a bunch of other things you can take a look at. I have some interesting parallax effects to showcase what you can do with Adobe Muse and Edge Animate, and just some interesting things there. Okay, so that's it for this video tutorial. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video tutorial. If you like this video, please subscribe and leave any feedback, any comments. What do you think about this video? Anything you've done in Adobe Muse, I'd love to see it. And yeah, just let's talk, and we have the comments below. So awesome. Thanks to everyone who subscribed, and yeah, subscribe if you like this video, and I'll see you in the next video tutorial. Thank you.